All right, welcome to the EDC Loadout and Training Series, where we teach you everything that you need to know about truly enjoying the best coffee and teas from around the world, anytime, anywhere. In this video, we are going to break down green teas. Really common tea in the world, but there's some nuances to breaking this down, to brewing it properly, and we're going to get into it in this video. Typically, we think about the health benefits associated with green tea. We know drinking green tea is good for us. The challenge and the problem is that most of our culture has just been exposed to garbage teas. Garbage green teas that are bitter, astringent, they don't taste very good. You're used to drinking out of a tea bag, and we want to change that relationship. There are so many good properties about drinking green tea on a daily basis. Studies in Japan talk about how that drinking tea every day fights and reduces esophageal cancer. My cholesterol has gone down. It drops LDL levels in your body. Undeniably, drinking green tea on a daily basis can improve your overall health in a lot of different ways. We are going to focus on a Japanese roasted green tea, which is really unique because I love the flavor profile I love the steepability of it. And I'm going to break this one down for you. But also, when you start brewing your tea, you really need to think of a lower temperature. If it's a new green tea that I've never had before and I don't give you specific instructions, I typically start at 160, 165. That's really low, but it's going to ensure that you're getting the best flavor out of it because you can always go back and re-steep whatever leaves you have at a higher temperature or for a longer period of time. All right, first thing we're going to do is set our temp. Remember, green teas are always lower. So with this roasted green tea, I'm going to start at 175. We're going to have something to put it in, something to steep it in. Really important to have some type of a mesh, a fine mesh that you can strain it through. And our EDC kit has all of that. You guys can have a way to boil, a way to put your tea in when it gets to the right temp. You put that amount of tea after you measure it, depending on if you're drinking for yourself or you're sharing it with other people, and then ultimately find your press that you're using. And once that time is up, that 1 minute, put the press in and you're pouring that to serve. So next step is to get our ratios right. Remember, time, temp, water, and the amount of tea that we're using. So when we have the opportunity, we're gonna pick a scale because it creates consistency. We build that relationship with how much we're doing, and then eventually we understand by volume. If we're out in the field, we can measure that by eye if we need to. And realistically, that's what it comes down to, is flexing left or right in that amount if we want a little bit more of a boost or not. So we've got our scale up. And again, the rule of thumb for green tea is very similar to black tea in the sense of I'm going to use about 5 to 7 grams for about 6 to 8 ounces of water for a single serving. That's about the starting point that I want to do. The biggest differentiator is the temperature and time that we're going to be steeping this for the flavor that we want. If we go over a minute and a half or 2 minutes or go too high on that temp, if we just put this water at boiling and dump it in here and expect this to be a good cup of green tea, it's not going to happen. And I would say that's probably with about 90% of green teas in the world. The really good green teas should be steeped at a lower temp, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put about 5 grams in here. Anytime I have the opportunity to use a scale, I will. Okay, we're at about 4.5. And that's about 5. When I want to increase the intensity of this, sometimes I'll keep 45 seconds to a minute of steep time, but I might bump this up to 10 grams. And that's going to give me a quick flash and a really good steep of a bold cup and keep it really smooth because I'm keeping the time low. Okay, I'm going to do 6 ounces of water in this one. So I got about 5 grams of tea leaves, that roasted green tea, the organic green tea, and then this is about 6 ounces of water. So as soon as I start the pour, I want to make sure that I'm starting my timer, okay? And again, one of the most important things we can do is start our timer because that is going to ensure we don't overdo it and we don't oversteep are green tea. Green tea is way more important than black tea. You can actually oversteep black tea quite a bit, and from that 5 to 8 minutes, it's not gonna matter much, but if you go 1 to 2 minutes with a green tea, it can oversteep and it just be way too bitter. You're never gonna enjoy the green tea like it should be enjoyed. A lot of the times these leaves are more delicate, they're thinner, they don't have as much oxidization on them, and typically the green tea levels of caffeine are a little bit lower than black tea as well. So we're at about 40 seconds. I'm gonna grab my cup because this is a single serving. A lot of times I like to agitate the water, but these are all absorbing the water really well. And then I'm gonna put my strainer on. Again, if we were out in the field, we'd be using our French press, but we can see this is gonna be a nice light cup of green tea. All right, so it's been a minute and we're gonna do our full pour here. Remember, what's important is that when you hit that time that you do one full pour. Okay, we're gonna get a nice light color from the green tea. And this is a roasted Japanese organic green tea. It's got an extremely smooth flavor for it at the first steep. Really full body, and it's just got a really awesome drinkable flavor profile where this is something that I could drink all day if I really wanted to without being overpowering. And again, the caffeine content and the L-theanine that are in green teas allow that caffeine to burn probably 6 to 8 times longer than what you'll get out of a caffeine spike from coffee. They're made to be used in different ways, but green tea is something where I drink this every day. I'll drink this for pre-workout. I'll drink this in the morning. I'll drink it midday, mid-afternoon. Typically 2 to 3 cups of green tea a day are what I add to my routine. And again, it's just good for you in general with so many different health benefits to it. Most teas are gonna change the flavor as you do more steeps. Sometimes it can get more bitter, sometimes it can bring more flavor out. Every tea is gonna be a little bit different. Green teas tend to be a little bit more delicate where it brings out some more of the grassy flavors, but typically on a re-steep, you are gonna get a little bit of a different flavor profile. All right, so that's the roasted Japanese green tea, the organic green tea that we sourced. I love the flavor profile of this. If you wanna try more teas like this out that are tier 1 quality, we are finding the best teas in the world for you guys, trying to take the guesswork out of it. That's our job, that's our goal here, is to keep things simple and literally bring you the best quality that we can. If you wanna find more teas like this, go to edct.com. We'll see you guys in the next one.